Hey, biology class. This week, you're studying DNA and genetics. Let's talk about how genetics began. It all began with one guy, Gregor Mendel. He was a monk that lived in Austria, so he had a lot of free time. He was the first person who published findings on how organisms like plants pass down inheritance. He lived in the 1800s, and because he was the first person, he's called the father of genetics. Genetics is the science of heredity, or how traits are passed. He chose pea plants in his study because they were easy to grow. They usually could just fertilize each other, but Gregor Mendel figured out he could control which plants bred through something called cross-pollination. For example, if he wanted to cross peas that were yellow with peas that were green to see what happens, he could do that himself. Mendel concluded that there must be two forms of every trait that he studied, and those forms are called alleles. An allele is an alternative form of a single gene. For example, if the gene controlled colors of peas, the alleles would be the different colors, yellow or green. Gregor Mendel figured out there was a dominant form of an allele, and in genetics, you represent dominant alleles with capital letters. He also figured out there were traits that were kind of masked or covered up. He called those recessive alleles, and in genetics, you represent recessive with a lowercase letter. So dominant traits are the ones that appear often, and recessive traits get covered up by dominant traits. So this is a picture that shows an example of one of Mendel's experiments. So at the very top, the parents would be a yellow pea plant crossed with a green. So this word homozygous means the yellow pea has two alleles for yellow. And this homozygous green pea means this pea plant has two alleles for green. Notice green is lowercase. That's because it's recessive. And yellow is capital because it's dominant. So with the yellow and the green parents, here's the first generation of offspring. Gregor Mendel was surprised that all of the offspring were yellow. But if you look at the alleles, each offspring has one capital yellow and one lowercase green, but the green color didn't show up because it's recessive. So then these two in the first generation self-pollinate, and these were his results. He got mostly yellow, but then the green color showed back up. That's because green is recessive. It didn't disappear, it was just masked by the dominant color yellow. So here's some vocabulary. Remember, alleles are different forms of a gene, like green or yellow for pea color. And then here's a new word, genotype. Genotype is the letters that tell what the trait would be in genetics. So, for example, capital Y would be the genotype for yellow peas. Phenotype is what the trait looks like. So if we're talking capital Y, the phenotype is yellow. The letters is the genotype. So fast forward to the 1950s. So Mendel started the study of genetics in the 1800s, but in the 1950s, scientists Watson and Crick won the Nobel Prize for figuring out what DNA looked like. Gregor Mendel didn't know it, but DNA is what controls genetics. So after studying other scientists' research, Watson and Crick made a structural model of DNA called a double helix. A double helix basically is like a twisted ladder where two strands are wound around each other. And what holds the strands together are hydrogen bonds. So DNA has a lot of responsibilities. That's what carries genes from one generation to the next. Gregor Mendel knew about traits, but he didn't know about DNA. Genes determine the heritable characteristics of organisms. And remember, we've already studied DNA. That's located in a cell's nucleus. A karyotype is a test where scientists can actually look at your DNA, and usually they look at it if they're searching for genetic abnormalities. We studied karyotypes before, but I just wanted to throw that back out there. P.S. Don't forget, humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, which are DNA bundles, and the 23rd pair shows if you're male or female. So this karyotype on the screen would be that of a male because the 23rd pair is one X and one Y. So let's do some review questions. Which of the following are genotypes? Remember, genotypes are the letters of the alleles an organism has. So you would say capital A is a genotype, and you would say capital B is a genotype. But none of the others, because they're not the letters of the alleles. Number 2, which of the following are phenotypes? Phenotypes are what the traits look like. So don't pick any letters, pick purple flowers, because that would tell what the trait looks like, or pick tall. Number 3, which are heterozygous or hybrid genotypes? So a hybrid is when the alleles are different, where one is dominant and one is recessive. So I would pick capital A for a hybrid genotype, because that's a mixture of the alleles, and I would pick capital H because that's a hybrid. All the others are exactly the same, so those would not be hybrids. Which are homozygous or purebred genotypes? A purebred means they only carry alleles for one particular trait. There's not a hybrid. So I would say big D would be homozygous or purebred, and I would say big E because those alleles are the same or purebred, and then I would also say little e. The others that we didn't pick are hybrids. And the last one, if being tall is dominant to being short, what would the phenotype of someone be if their genotype is capital T? So remember, phenotype is what the trait looks like. And this is saying tall is dominant to short. Dominant traits are represented with capital letters. So if the genotype is big T, then this person would be tall because that's two dominant alleles. If they're a hybrid, one capital, one lowercase, remember the dominant masks or covers up the recessive. So big T would still be tall, genotype, little t. Now that's two recessive, two lowercase letters, represents the recessive trait. So if being tall is dominant, then short must be the recessive. So little t would be short phenotype for little t genotype.